Zhou Zuoren, Chinese, pinyin, Zhou Zuoren, Wei Giles, Chou Tso-jen, January 16, 1885 to May 6, 1967, was a Chinese writer, primarily known as an essayist and a translator. He was the younger brother of Lu Xun, Zhou Shuren, the second of three brothers. Born in Shaoxing, Zhejiang, he was educated at the Jiangnan Naval Academy as a teenager. Following the steps of his brother Lu Xun, he left for Japan to pursue his studies in 1906. During his stint in Japan, he began studying ancient Greek, with the aim of translating the Gospels into classical Chinese, and attended lectures on Chinese philology by scholar revolutionary Zhang Binglin at Rikyo University, although he was supposed to study civil engineering there. He returned to China in 1911, with his Japanese wife, and began to teach in different institutions. Writing essays in vernacular Chinese for the influential magazine La Jeunesse, Zhou was a key figure in the May Fourth movement. He was an advocate of literary reform. In a 1918 article, he called for a humanist literature in which any custom or rule that goes against human instincts and nature should be rejected or rectified. As examples, he cited children sacrificing themselves for their parents and wives being buried alive to accompany their dead husbands. Zhou's ideal literature was both democratic and individualistic. On the other hand, Zhou made a distinction between democratic and popular literature. Common people may understand the latter, but not the former. This implies a difference between common people and the elite. Zhou condemned elite traditional performances like the Beijing opera. He called it disgusting, nauseating, pretentious, and referred to the singing as a weird and inhuman sound. His short essays, with their refreshing style, won him many readers up to the present day. An avid reader, he called his studies miscellanies, and penned an essay titled My Miscellaneous Studies. He was particularly interested in folklore, anthropology, and natural history. One of his favorite writers was Havelock Ellis. He was also a prolific translator, producing translations of classical Greek and classical Japanese literatures. Most of his translations are pioneering, which include a collection of Greek mimes, Sappho's lyrics, Euripides' tragedies, Kojiki, Shikiti I Sanba's Ukiyo-buro, Issei Shonagon's Makura no Sashi, and a collection of kaijin. He considered his translation of Lu Xun's dialogues, which he finished late in his life, as his greatest literary achievement. He was also the first one to translate, from English, the story Ali Baba into Chinese, known as Xiandu. During the 1930s he was also a regular contributor to Li Newtom's humor magazine The Analects Fortnightly, and wrote extensively about China's traditions of humor, satire, parody, and joking, even compiling a collection of jokes from the Bitter Tea Studio, Kucha and Xiaohuaji. He became Chancellor of Beijing University in 1939. In 1945, after the Second Sino-Japanese War, Zhou was arrested for treason by the nationalist government of Chiang Kai-shek, stemming from his alleged collaboration with the Wei government during the Japanese occupation of North China. Zhou was sentenced to 14 years in Nanjing prison, but was released in 1949 by the communist government after a pardon. Later that year he returned to Beijing. He continued to write and translate, but published his works under pseudonyms. He died during the Cultural Revolution. During the first decades of the People's Republic of China, Zhou Zuoren's writings were not widely available to readers due to his alleged collaboration. Only during the relatively liberal 1980s did his works become available again. The Chinese scholar Lu Xun in 2001 published an extensive biography of Zhou Zuoren entitled Biography of Zhou Zuoren. A great number of books about Zhou Zuoren are published in Chinese every year. For basic information about his life and works, see Zhang Zhuxiang and Zhang Tiram, eds. 1986. Zhou Zuoren Yanjiu Zilio, Materials for the Study of Zhou Zuoren. 2 volumes. Tianjin Renmen Shabanj. A character portrait by a contemporary colleague at Peking University. Wenyu Ending, 1934. Chou Tso-jen, Iron and Grace, in Imperfect Understanding, Intimate Portraits of Modern Chinese Celebrities. Edited by Christopher R.A., Amherst, Massachusetts, Cambria Press, 2018, pages 49-52. For Western Language Studies, see Darabhala, Susan, 2000. Zhou Zuoren in an Alternative Chinese Response to Modernity. Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Asia Center. George B. Duke, 2010. Zhou Zuoren etlsh in Noir Moderne. Paris, El Harmattan. Comprehensive editions of his works and translations include Jian, ed. 2002, Zhou Zuoren Zibian Wenji, Zhou Zuoren's essays as arranged by himself. 34 volumes. Shiji Ajuan, Hebi Jiao Chabon. Zhong Shur, ed. 1998, Zhou Zuoren Wan Libian, Zhou Zuoren's essays as arranged by subject matter. 10 volumes. Zhang Sha, Huanan Wen Chabon. Zhou Zuoren, 1999. Koyas Hai Yikong, translations done at the studio of Uninterrupted Rain. 12 volumes have appeared. Beijing, Zhongwo Duanwei Fanyi Chu Ban Gongxi. Some of his essays are available in English. Pollard, David, trans. 2006, Zhou Zuoren, Selected Essays. Chinese-English bilingual edition. Hong Kong, Chinese University Press.